we've talked about some of the bigger, more well-known monuments and memorials and some of the things that are coming soon. There's a lot of lesser-known or more obscure monuments and memorials on the National Mall, and I know I have my personal favorites, and I always talk about those when I have a chance on some of my tours. And I know you have some of your favorites as well, so
I do.
What are your favorites? I mean, for people who are interested in going a little bit off the beaten path and maybe seeing something a little bit different than the main ones that they would see on my tour or your tour.
Yeah, well, we do a tour down Pennsylvania Avenue, and my favorite thing to show people is the Temperance Fountain, which I know, Rob, you've heard me talk about this many times. It's this super strange little structure with a crane on the top. It's right on Pennsylvania Avenue, kind of across the street from the National Archives building. And it was built by this guy, Henry Cogswell, who was ardently against alcohol. He was actually a dentist, and he had gone to California during the gold rush to treat people's teeth. He had made a bunch of money investing in gold and mining. And he decided it was his mission to provide cold water to the masses. So he went around building these fountains in various cities, and he put them in the worst neighborhoods. And that area down Pennsylvania Avenue, as you probably know, used to be called Murder Bay. It was the slummiest part of the city where all the prostitutes and the alcoholics, all the saloons were down there.
I think people might find that really shocking, especially when you visit today, or if you've just watched an inauguration on TV and see the president walking down Pennsylvania Avenue. It looks like a very nice part of town, but not even that long ago, it was definitely not.
Yep. Well, if you take our White House and Pennsylvania Avenue tour, then you will learn all about it. But so it was a seedy neighborhood. And so Cogswell designed himself, and you can tell, this weird water fountain. It's got these two big, ugly fish coming out of the middle. That's where the water would come out. There was a common cup. So they didn't realize, germs. So there was a cup hanging from a string. You could dip your water, and then there was a trough at the bottom for the horses. And he even created an ice reservoir to keep the water cold. And he paid for it himself. He had it installed right there on the corner in front of this bad neighborhood. And didn't run very long. They never put ice in it because they didn't want to expend those resources. And then eventually it was turned off, and it's just been sitting there ever since. It is so odd. And you can tell it was not designed by someone with a design mind. In fact, one of the contributions that donation made was afterwards the city passed more laws about approving memorials. Basically, they said the Fine Arts Commission must approve any donated structure, because people were so upset about how ugly this Cogswell fountain was. So most of the fountains are gone. There were over 20 of them. There's only a couple left. So I'm excited. I'm glad that, Washington, D.C. has preserved this really weird little quirk of history.
Hey, thanks for listening to this podcast highlight. This is just a small piece of the entire episode. So if you want to hear the whole thing, you can search for Trip Hacks DC in your favorite podcast app. Or head on over to triphacksdc.com/podcast. If you like getting these clips, make sure to subscribe to this channel by clicking or tapping on the Trip Hacks DC logo, which is popping up right now at the bottom of the screen. If you want to watch another clip, go ahead and click or tap up here. Or for Washington, D.C. tips and hacks videos from the main channel, go ahead and click or tap right down here. Enjoy your trip!